Welcome back to Saga of Three Kings, session number 53, entitled The Serpent's Keep. Last session, the group ascended the cliffs of the northern shore of Cloudy Lake to find or to assail the Serpent's Keep, a name that they weren't aware of the keep having, but the lair where Calareth reigns. His armies have been sent out from the keep down the North Coast Road, heading to destroy the Kyrios in a three-pronged assault on the Kyrios on said road. The group is hopeful that they will be able to defeat Calareth. They have entered into the front door or the bridge area of his base and have found that it is actually present inside of a strange pocket dimension in the Shadowfell. He was riding early on a undead white dragon, presumably Freemus or Hornback, raised from the dead to fight once again and defeated once again. After it was destroyed, the power of the dragon leached out of it and entered into Calareth's body. His muscles begin to swell. He tears off the sleeves of his robes and throws them aside, flexing as he grips the hammer, looking to all of you. The darkness and the grayness of the realm changes and shifts to bright kind of purple, and you can see that it manifests kind of around him as a almost burning like aura. Those of you that are closest to him, Brooklyn and Darna, yeah, can see that the weird burning is actually more of a kind of slithering of this weird kind of ghostial matter. And looking about it more closely, you can see that heads of dragons, wings of dragons, and talons of dragons kind of sweep around him in a spectral space, pretty much just adjacent to him. That said, as he kind of readies himself for the next round of combat, he kind of turns his attention and looks with goggled eyes directly over to Grok. "Summon her," he says. First round of initiative goes to Shambles, who is not in the demi-plane, in the physical material plane. As I mentioned, you're standing on the bridge. The keep is not present, and it is the kind of clear coastal, afternoon, mid-morning, actually. It wouldn't have taken that long. It would have. Afternoon, because you had to cross over. You can kind of smell the lake below. It's just nice out, but these are things you can't do because you're actually an undaunted. You don't have those senses. That said,
imagine it smells nice and lakey.
It looks like it smells lakey,
Yeah.
It's got the appearance that would be it. But what would you like to do? You're again kind of right in the same spot that you were in. I don't believe you've moved at all. You can go, towards where the keep would have been. You can go back off of the bridge, under the bridge, up over it. You can fly. You're kind of amazing. So.
I'm not incapacitated. I thought that was the deal with banishment.
No, I don't think so. Let me double check.
Nope. You just go back to either your home plane permanently, or you go to another plane for 1 minute and then you pop back afterwards.
Right.
I thought I could have sworn for the minute I was incapacitated.
You're effectively incapacitated in the...
I'm just not in the fight.
If I banish you while you're on your home plane, you're effectively incapacitated because you're in a demi-plane that has no...
I'm just not there anymore. Yeah. I guess I'll mosey north and take a look around.
Where the keep was located?
Yeah, just sort of see, if the foundation is there, if any, pave work is done in that area.
Okay. What you see is where the second balcony kind of tears up from the first balcony of the bridge. Instead of that being present, you see that there's kind of a large kind of crater. It's more of a cave than a crater, though, but not like a straight-on cave, more of a kind of hole in the ground that kind of descends at a pretty sharp angle into the earth. Looking around the outer edge of it, you can see that there are markings along the outside of the cave in Draconic. They appear to be set up in a very similar pattern to like a teleportation circle to your untrained eyes, but it looks like they are markings, possibly some sort of warning or possibly some sort of spell effect that's present on this cave. The cave would basically sit directly underneath where the keep would be.
right around that front door area.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, these runes, do they appear magical, or is it just like actually chiseled into the floor?
Chiseled in.
Okay.
And it's the floor and the mouth of the cave. So it's kind of like you're looking down. Cave kind of like opens up like a basket almost, and you can see that around the outside edge and around the floor path, there's these strange draconic markings.
Okay. I don't read Draconic, and I don't know enough about magic to really
Do you want
gain
to?
anything from.
It sounded like you wanted to look at them a bit, though.
I wouldn't mind looking at them, but I'm very doubtful I'll
Okay.
glean anything from such an action.
Well, you do not have Arcana trained,
Correct.
but I will let you make an Arcana check. It's more just a raw intelligence check for the purposes of seeing if you can't catch something.
Would you rather a raw intelligence? That's the same thing.
Same
It's
thing.
the same thing.
Yeah.
11.
Good enough. So
All right.
you see that in the center of the ring, basically where if you were to walk in kind of procession, it would be like right in the middle of that spot. You see a marking that you kind of go, that's familiar as fuck. And you think about it, and you remember that Grok wears a symbol, and so do the Sentinels of Oru, that has a serpent kind of bound around what appears to be kind of like a straight line.
I can see it right now in Andy's background.
Right. That symbol is in
Stop
large
it.
portion
There
of
it is.
lift directly in the center of this ring of draconic runes.
It's in the center of them, or if it's like over the hole?
So basically, like you got the ring of runes, right?
Yeah.
And then in the center, where you would, if you were to walk into the hole, like in a straight
Okay.
line, that seems to be like the middle piece, the keystone of this marking.
I wouldn't recall what that symbol necessarily is. I just know
If you know,
it's
you know.
somehow
but you don't-
related to Oru, is
Yeah.
my best guess.
You know, Grok wears it, and the Sentinels that you've met wear it as well. And I would say that makes for a pretty good first turn
Yeah.
out in the wild. Okay, we shift to the plane itself. As it hits, you see Calorit's form kind of start to discombobulate a bit and kind of move in a fashion that seems to leave after tracers. Like as he's kind of like getting his weapon ready, you can see the hammer kind of moving through space. And as he kind of realizes the power, it seems like there's something, a light kind of switches in his head. He kind of lifts off of the ground and floats about 6 inches off of the ground. And you watch as he teleports, but you can see his body move.
Uh-oh.
Like so. As he moves, you can see like hundreds of tracers moving after him, like after images, and he kind of just flies in that direction. He is
cause an opportunity of attack.
effectively intangible. It's more of a teleport. All right, that's on 20. It goes to 19. Benson, you're up.
He flew closer to me. I don't like him flying closer to me.
My whole plan is shattered, by the way.
The bad man. What, did he move past your movement speed?
Probably.
You could always disengage,
No, I didn't.
Benson.
Yeah, well,
Actually, you're not even in
I'm not
reach.
in range. I'm just saying he's closer to me. I don't like him being closer to
Mhm.
me.
It's a long hammer.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do chill touch on him first.
Okay. He's immune.
Is that because it's necrotic?
It is because it's
I'm guessing.
You watch the hand kind of get grasped by dragon talons and kind of ripped apart, and the magic is basically consumed.
Okay. I'm going to fly out to the side and down underneath the bridge
Okay. All right.
and kind of hide.
Okay. Perfectly acceptable. Make a perception check for free. Okay. Once you kind of like dip
10.
down, you're kind of like focused on like him and kind of moving away, but then you hear this kind of rumbling sound, and you kind of look down, and in the mists below, you can kind of see chains whipping about that are connected to the stones that are floating about, but you can also see what appears to be a very massive snake-like form kind of move in the shadows. I would say it's probably about 20 feet wide, and based on what you're seeing, you're guessing anywhere between 100 and 300 feet long, this serpent.
It's like a perfect house.
Okay.
All right. It doesn't look like it's close to you though. It's like hundreds of feet away, so it's way down there. But it's in the darkness. It's in the negative energy about you. In between Chody and Grok, Dragon Lord Calareth will go ahead and use a legendary action. I'm going to go ahead and just hit you.
You sounded so excited when you said Dragon Lord Calareth.
I was really excited.
Name drop.
I mean, yeah.
That's okay, bro.
I'm going to go ahead and attack Grok.
So that teleport was not a spell
No,
that broke concentration. It's just an ability.
It was a lair action, correct. 25 to hit.
Yep.
32 bludgeoning damage. And 12 necrotic.
Okay.
Alright. Grok, you're up.
Ouch. 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 That took half my hit points.
And he repeats again. Summon her.
So I'm going to assume that Firebolt as a range spell would be a problem at close range, right?
Correct.
Okay. Then he's going to pull out his pitchfork.
Hell yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not his necessarily. It's
Fill out
on
the
loan.
Pitchfork. Yeah, well, he's got it now. He's going to die with it. Oh, Christ.
All right. So as you're bringing the weapon in, roll me this one. It is going to drop it down to fine quality, regardless.
Well, you roll what?
Roll a d20, just for flavor.
How about that?
Wow.
He smashes into you with a hammer, and you kind of reach back and kind of grab the pitchfork and like weakly kind of bring it up. He brings the hammer down again and catches the hammer into the tines of the fork, and you can hear the tines go, and you can see the middle ones kind of bend under the weight of the hammer. He twists the hammer and spins so that the shaft of it leaves your hands, and it goes flying off into the mists below.
This is great. This is going perfect. Okay.
All right. It goes to his turn, and he looks at you, kind of grimacing, and he says, "Insolent." And then he reaches out with his hand and grabs you in your throat. You can make it's a grapple check, so you can make either an acrobatics or athletics check to resist.
Got it.
You got a 28.
Nope.
And lifts you throat up, just kind of lifts Grok like he's a tinker toy, raising him up like a good 2 feet off of the bridge. And he kind of looks up at you, like glaring, and he says, "Last chance." And
Never.
Yeah, he will then get real mad and use his Dragon's Rage. The aura around him starts to whip furiously, and faces of dragons, all different chromatic dragons, kind of come out at you and bite. And you can feel it like it's tearing at your flesh, but when you look down to see the wounds, it doesn't seem to be actually entering into you. It's kind of pulling at your soul. Yeah, both of those will hit. You're going to take 7 and then 8 slashing damage.
Those are okay numbers.
That's
Okay.
puny.
Not too
Come on,
bad.
Grok, shake it off.
Oh, boy.
And then, cool. If you start your turn being grappled by him, the hateful aura will continue. Cool. He's done. It'll go to Darna.
Because I've slept since last week. How far can my unarmed strikes because of my
30 feet.
30 feet? 30 feet.
He's 25 from me, so it should be almost 30 minutes.
Perfect. On the nose.
And I can do how many of those?
You can do 2 for your action, and then you can do 1 as a bonus action. And if you want to spend a key point, you can do 1 more, a total of 4.
And then if you try Stunning Strike, that might be helpful too for the concentration.
Does she have Stunning Strike?
Does she have Stunning Strike?
Yeah,
Or-
she's a monk.
That's what I thought.
And her radiant fists count as her attack, so she can use it for that, I think.
I don't have anything that says Stunning Strike.
I think that might just be open hand.
Oh, I do.
Oh.
I do.
Oh, maybe not. Okay.
No, Way of the Open Hand is knock 'em
Oh,
prone.
yeah, it's all 5th level rocks. You're good.
But has to be a melee weapon?
Then no, yeah, radiant. This is a range attack, so never mind.
Just whip him.
Smack
So
him.
Flurry of Blows says if I spend 1 ki point to make 2 unarmed strike as a bonus action.
Yeah, and normally without spending it for Flurry of Blows, you just get 1 as a bonus action. So you'll, as an action, regular action, 1, 2, because extra strike, because monk. And then as a bonus action, you can either do 1 more, total of 3, or you can spend a ki point for 1, 2, for a total of 4.
Okay. So I can do 3 for free.
Correct. Hit. Hit. Hit.
Very nice. 3 concentration checks.
Success. Success. Success.
So
I know the damage is going to be less than 20, so on each of them. So what you'll do is click on in the chat where it says Monk Unarmed Strike. You should see it's like a clickable link. Just click on it and click on it each time for each one. And 3. Yep. So that's a total of 24. Perfect. All right. Any movement at all? No?
not good.
Brooklyn.
I will be moving. Because I don't have range attack like every other cool person in this party.
Sure.
Move up to him.
Range attack. I have
I'm
turns.
going to use my bonus action to cast. Let me find the Spirit Shroud.
Okay.
Go. Obviously, I'm going to choose Radiant. And question: my Divine Smites that I use when I hit, can I use a second level spell slot, or is it only first level spell
You
slot?
can use any level spell slot you want. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, now I'm just going to swing on him.
Okay.
22,
Hits.
23,
Hits.
27.
Hits.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna 8 for the first one. I'm gonna use Divine Smite plus the 1d8 for the other one.
Yeah, he's the only thing he is doing is for your slashing damage. He'll be reducing it by 3 before he takes it. So this is a total of 3 attacks. He'll be reducing a total of 9. So whatever the total that you roll here will be, we're just gonna go ahead. Why'd you roll another d8? Oh, for the
That's
Spirit
my
Shroud.
one. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so then let me go ahead and ask Zach to kindly add up these totals.
26.
Alright. And then the second, 37.
Doing it, buddy.
Yeah, okay. And then
48.
Plus the 1d8 for that.
52.
52.
And then 61.
Get him, Brooklyn.
Nice.
Hold on, I still got 2 more.
Another smite. 61 plus 8 is 69. Oh, it was almost nice. 71. 71 minus 9 would be
62.
62. So is the total he will take.
Not bad.
You kind of rush in, shield up, and you can see bursts of kind of radiant energy slamming across him. He kind of, and he's still holding Grok, so you're kind of hitting him in the back. He kind of turns and looks at you, grinning. You see his other hand kind of, his hammered hand kind of reach up and press against his chest, spending a legendary action between you and Shambles, and he's going to go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on himself.
He can't.
Does that break concentration?
Spirit Shroud, he can't be healed until my next turn.
1 second. Ah, very good. Well, he would know that. I did not read it. I did not read it. I'm a terrible person. Okay.
And can I say
The
something before my turn
concentration.
ends?
Go ahead.
Oh, concentration. I need 3 of them. That's going to be, the first one was more than 20.
I got you. It was 23.
So it would have been 20. So that's actually
Reduced
10.
to 20, yeah. Sorry. I'll get your math up.
Success.
19. No, I'm sorry, 21.
So it's still a 10. Success.
And then 17, 14.
Yeah, success. Good on all. And then I can't heal. So then what I want is, I guess I'm going the opposite direction. I'm going to go ahead and Dragon's Flight. So you watch as he kind of has Grok by the throat, drops him. Grok doesn't fall to prone state, he kind of drops to his knees. Then you kind of see Caloris kind of turn around, the hammer glowing, and that strange kind of tracer aura moving about him. As he does so, you watch as he moves behind Grok, slams Grok in the head, moves behind Rooklyn, slams him in the head, moves over to Darna, slams her in the head, and ends here. This movement does not provoke opportunity attacks.
I'm not cool with that.
Purple lights.
It
Stupid.
does that movement use his like walking movement?
It was a legendary action.
No, okay.
Or lair action or whatever.
Legendary action for that one.
You know the X-Men game arcade where Nightcrawler just shoots around and hits everything? That's what he did.
Yeah, exactly that.
There you go.
But he's only going to get a maul attack against one of you. He's going to target Rooklyn with it. And a 30 will hit. And then the other attacks will be Dragon's Rages. So Grok and Darna. And also Rooklyn as well. Okay, so cool. Both attacks that went against Rooklyn hit, because 25 AC. 16 probably misses Grok.
Yep.
22 hits Darna, right?
Unfortunately.
Do you want to use your reaction to
Slip it.
Defensive Duelist?
Yeah.
She now has the highest armor class for that attack, 26. Way to be cool. But
Wow.
yeah, so you'll block it.
Sad.
On the other side, though, Rooklyn, first attack, this is the maul attack, will be a total of 35 bludgeoning and 12 necrotic. And then the Dragon's Rage, I rolled max for, so it'll be 11. And yeah. I would have moved 10 feet before attacking you with the hammer blow, so I need you to make a strength saving throw, Rooklyn. Failure. So when he does hit you, at that point, you fly back to this space here and are knocked prone. So you kind of like, boom! And you kind of fly back and hit the, kind of slide, and then he kind of whoosh and swings at Darna. And that's it for that. It goes to Shambles. I wish I could switch the music readily, like on hand, because I would do like that and then switch to like elevator music.
Yeah, this hole's interesting. I wish I could tell somebody about how cool this hole is.
What turn is this, Shambles? What number?
This is the third turn
Correct. So
of 10.
7 more.
So I guess I'm not moving myself from the spot. I'm just saying I could have probably made it the 55. Let's just double check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have gotten there eventually. So I'm peered into this hole, I guess.
It looks like it goes on for a bit. The way the sun would be hitting, I would say that it would actually allow you a decent amount of sight down into the hole. It looks like it descends down and then kind of opens up into a bigger space, and that bigger space appears to be like a den or like where an animal might hide, but the animal that would hide in there would be massive.
Well, the wholeness of body. Get myself a little bit of healing here. And I'll just go ahead and click that so it's in the chat that it happened. Because I forget sometimes. I lost it. Sorry, everybody. So, sorry, there it is. Found it. And I guess I'll go climbing down into that hole. Just sort of, take a little look-see.
Okay. Yeah, descending down, it looks like it was some massive kind of dragon's lair. But it doesn't look like it's been used in quite some time. It looks like it's kind of falling apart. A bit of the rocks from above have kind of fallen, descended down as if there was something heavy set up atop of them at some point. So kind of the back end of the cave looks like it's kind of crushed in on itself. But other than that, it's
just a collapsing dragon's den underneath the foundation of what should be his fortress.
Correct.
How deep would I have gone?
Probably just about 55 more feet. It's not a huge descent in.
Not a big drop.
Yeah, based on everything around you, like it's hard to get up here.
Sure.
So you kind of cheated in the idea of like dungeon crawl to get to the dragon's lair at the end. You kind of just jumped to the end point.
Okay, well, that's interesting. I'll tell Benson about this someday.
All right.
That'll do it.
Okay. On 20, I'm going to use different lair action. You see the dragons around him kind of stop and form up and become like shields, kind of settled around him. And you can see him kind of placing the hammer on his chest, kind of looking at everyone.
He casting a spell.
In anger state. No, he's not casting a spell. He's using the magic of the realm.
I need to know if he casts a spell.
And you will. But I do want to make sure I want to go back on something. Brooklyn, I dealt 40-something damage to you.
Yeah.
I need you to go ahead and make a concentration check. Spirit Shroud is concentration, correct?
Concentration is Constitution, right?
Yes.
23.
I believe that succeeds. Let me double check. 35 plus 12 would
47.
have to be 23. Yeah, on the nose.
Good job, bud.
No.
Oh, I did hit you with the second, the blade attack. The DC's 10. Go ahead and roll it.
If I failed this one, I'm gonna be sad. Oh, perfect.
Got it.
So close.
The nose.
Not allowed
both
to
of-
heal.
Both of them were exactly on point. Yeah, I'm not. That's fine.
It's funny to me.
I'll
I got the heal, and I've been hell or something.
That was his level 20 or initiative 20 layer action. Chody, you are flying underneath the bridge.
Do I feel like the serpent saw me or noticed me at all?
You wouldn't be able. You haven't seen a head. It's mostly
Right,
just
so
like
it's
the
just
coil.
a body. Okay, I'm going to fly back up and come back about to here. Here, actually, just so I'm a ways away. And 60, and then I'm going to shoot him.
There's a Rookland there.
I know. The bad thing is my magic missiles don't work. My chill touch doesn't work. I really can't do much to this guy.
I was just voicing concern in case he tries some wacky lightning bolt or something.
Lightning would probably work.
Yeah, but
Right, but he's right in the way, though. Yeah, no, that's
Brooklyn-
the issue.
You could step
Brooklyn's
to the right a little bit.
Brooklyn's prone on the ground,
Yeah.
and you can fly, so you can make the angle work. You can God of Thunder it and shoot the lightning straight down at him instead of throwing it over top Brooklyn's body, having it roil across him.
I probably
You're
yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna fly up higher and then try to zap him with
Okay.
lightning bolt.
Go ahead and throw the dice, and I will make a dexterity saving throw. No, I won't. I elect to succeed. I'll still take half damage, so go ahead and throw the damage. Oh,
33.
so half will be 16. All right. Acceptable. Grok, you're up.
Yep. So Grok is gonna move back a little bit. Like right there. He's gonna use his fancy new boon to add 51 hit points.
Okay.
Must be nice. I need that boon.
Neat. I didn't know you had that. That's nice.
It's what we got for fighting that weird creature. What was that
It's the
thing?
Raven God.
Raven God, right? And then as a bonus action, we're going to summon our wildfire spirit.
Okay.
I'm very injured.
And I see if I can drag it. And then my turn is over, but it gets a turn.
Sure. Does it do fire damage?
It does fire
We can
damage.
just move on. He ignores.
Okay.
Okay, he's immune to fire, necrotic,
Fire,
and
necrotic.
magic missile.
And magic missile, correct.
See, these are all good things that we know now.
Learning
Alright.
the weaknesses. Grok done. It goes to his turn. He is going to. Fuck it. Let's do it. He jumps up into the air. Darna, you do have an opportunity attack if you'd like to take it. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. You do not. You use your reaction to Defensive Duelist. You do not.
That was last round, wasn't it?
She hasn't gone since.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. He triggered it with him using his legendary action. So, yeah, he jumps up in the air. He puts his hammer up in the air. You see kind of a black mass kind of swell over it, and he throws it straight down at Rooklyn. It doesn't seem to be directly targeted at Rooklyn, though. Instead, it hits the ground beside him, and you watch as the bridge caves out beneath him.
Fall again.
You've been there.
We have.
Rooklyn, go ahead and make a
Jump.
dexterity saving throw. And
Come on, buddy.
I ain't passing that, bro. That's
Come on, buddy.
Yep. You fall.
Again.
Go beat up that snake.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it my pick to come back. You don't
There you
regret
go.
this.
Calarth lands on the other side of the bridge, kind of turns and looks at Darna. Says, "You're new. I've never met you."
Say something
As
mean
I
back.
fall,
You'll
as I
die
fall,
the same.
And then you hear a whoop as the hammer slams into his hands. Oh yeah, I've been
Can I
watching
say something
Thor.
as I fall?
I've been watching Thor, yeah.
You can scream all you
As
like.
I scream, nice brooch!
Perfectly fair.
Oh, boy.
Perfectly fair. So yeah. We will get to your turn here in a second, Rooklyn. It will matter. You do fall quite hastily.
Why are you in such a hurry?
I'm trying to get my new pet.
Darna, you're
Thank
up.
you.
I don't like being this close to the edge.
Yeah, the only one who is too, like right there
I don't like being on this side.
of the bridge.
Yeah.
Don't stand on close to edges. He will throw you off. It's happened to me multiple times now. Sad face.
I have
Yes.
something that lets me disengage.
Step of the wind.
Yep, it costs you 1 key point.
And it's your bonus action, so you won't be able to do any extra attack
Yep.
beyond the 2 basic ones you do.
If you want to attack at all, yeah, you can punch him a couple times. I would say if you're wanting to leap across the way there, because I don't think you have a fly speed, that'll be.
Not,
Go
I'm
ahead.
not leaping that far.
Okay, I saw you measuring it. I was curious.
It's like
I didn't
30
measure it.
feet, isn't it?
Yeah, I think monks.
I mean, I'm pretty awesome.
Yeah,
You're pretty awesome, but that's
It's 40
like 30 feet, isn't it?
40.
right.
I didn't measure it. I'm not gonna lie.
Anyways, disengage is a bonus action. You can throw some parting shots if you want, punch-wise. You can either do it in melee and possibly stun him, or move away and do it from a distance. Your call.
So if I want to do it before I move, do I use my sword?
No, you would use your fists. Fist is best. Sword does the same thing. The only reason the sword's there is if we got into the nitty-gritty of defensive duelists requiring a weapon in hand. You have a weapon in hand. It's literally in your hand. It's in your glove of storing. So, yeah, just never mind.
So
The
if
sword.
I... Okay, I'm going to do the 2 unarmed strikes.
Okay. 21 will hit. 18 will miss. If anybody wants to give her inspiration.
Wish I had it.
Ain't
I
got
had
none.
to give it to Brett a minute ago.
Okay. For the single hit, do you want to use another key point to activate a stunning fist for that one?
A... what?
So you have an ability called
Stunning strike?
Stunning Strike. Sorry, I said fist. It's old school. Stunning Strike. Yeah. Do you want to trigger that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to use my second legendary resistance to say I automatically succeed against it. But you
One
are.
last game.
I've got 0 left because I used
Okay.
1 last game and I used 2 this game. So
Good.
you literally burnt a very powerful resource, but your stunning strike does not stun him or have the chance to. You can now disengage at your leisure, and I believe you have a 55 speed, so move where you'd like. And just to kind of put some stuff into context, the bridge kind of comes out, and you can see that there's a bit of land underneath. That's about 10 feet down. When you get closer to the edge, it's kind of more broken, craggy, and it slopes a bit down. Yeah, everything else is about level for where you're at.
You're talking about like this up here
Yeah.
off the side of the bridge.
Yeah, the rock.
Okay. I was hoping it was this lavender purple that Brent might have landed on safely.
We'll deal with Rooklin's turn here in a moment. But
I'm excited.
that's it for you, Darna, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As you're falling, you can kind of feel the negative energy kind of come around you and start to drain at you. You take 8 points of necrotic damage. Do you wish to use one of your 2 really cool abilities that make it so you don't die?
Is it
I
hurt
won't
bubble?
die from that though.
You're not dying from that.
No.
Okay, cool. All right, you feel yourself kind of move through this cloud of darkness, and then it seems to dissipate. You're then looking straight up at a cloudy blue sky, kind of mid-afternoony, and you continue to descend. As you're doing so, you feel that you're moving at a pretty decent velocity, and you slam into the rocks. It looks like you're close to one of the pillars of the bridge above you, which to Shambles outside, you hear a loud crashing sound very suddenly about a couple seconds ago. And when you kind of turn and look back, you see this kind of, well, you wouldn't see him. He's actually...
I'm in the cave.
Yeah, and he's beneath the bridge anyways when he starts the fall. So that said, you fall. You're now about 200 feet below the bridge, and you're taking that falling damage. It is not enough to kill you outright. It is enough to force one of the 2 triggers. Which one are you using? The orc one or the ancient one?
I don't have the other one yet.
Oh, okay. Then
I just have Relentless Endurance.
perfect. Then you won't have to make the second one. So that would have been bad if the necrotic damage had rolled enough to kill you. So yeah. You get knocked out of a realm, or you get knocked through a bridge, out of a realm, into the rocks below the bridge that you got knocked out of in the material plane, and you kind of... and there's literally nothing else. But if you do let out a vocal kind of sound...
Yeah, I'm screaming for sure. As soon as I hit and like I wake up, I'm finishing the brooch because the brooch was like following me. Cha!
So Shambles, even though you are in a cave about 50 or so feet into it, the acoustics are kind of echoing through the place.
Sure.
Echoing up and out. So you do hear Rooklyn screaming.
I hear a familiar sound.
Rooklyn, it's your initiative. You're 200 feet below the bridge.
I'm gonna get up.
Okay.
Wow. Didn't want to fight me. He was too afraid.
I believe he fought you.
No, he didn't. He knocked me through the bridge so I wouldn't come up and run his life away.
So the presumption for most people who slam a massive dragon hammer through a person effectively into a bridge and knock them out of their existence is that they're dead. They're probably dead. Not, oh, they made it with one.
I love my class.
It's pretty dumb.
Is there an easier way to get up to the, like, which side of the bridge am I on? Like, am I on the side that we walked up, or am I
Like
on the other
dead
side?
center.
Dead center. Yeah, so
Okay.
there's the crag that you would go to go down the road, and then there's the crag that would go up to where the keep is, which from your vantage point you can't see if it's there or not. Yeah, there's
Which one looks like it'd be easier to get up?
the easiest way for you to go up would be climbing up the pillars just underneath the bridge, and doing so on your side of the bridge. So going kind of to here and then going up. If you want me to go ahead and put an order of matter in that, the climb checks aren't going to be terribly hard because it's a very ornate structure. So it's going to be like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild climbing, and not so much like what we did the last time. The time that it would take for you to climb and get up and do all of that, I would say it's probably going to be the better order of 12 turns to get up if you're moving at fast pace. So a minute or so to climb that far, possibly longer, depending.
And I'll probably have to do it anyway because there's no other way to get up there.
Acceptable. Shambles.
Nothing really new's gone on. I heard the distinct sound of Rookwood falling off of something.
Yep. If you dash, you can get to the place where the bridge is broken and can see down it.
It's a common occurrence.
Is the actual bridge broken?
Yeah, the bridge in the real world is broken.
Huh. That's a pickle. Yeah, I'll move to that area and, at the very least, look out for him.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of look down. You see him kind of getting up and kind of, like pained walk towards
Just
the pillar.
limp towards something to climb.
Yeah.
Can we make a personal feat for me called climbing out of situations John has threw me down to?
I genuinely wanted you to be dying, sir. It would have been had the necrotic damage not rolled so bad. So
Yeah, it would have.
Bummer. Yeah, if I dashed to get here, he's like 100 feet down.
Yeah, I'd say about. I said 200 before, so yeah, I meant 100, because that's where the kind of divide would be. That's what I said in the very first session. So yeah, about 100 feet down.
Well, as far as I know, I'm still banished and could be brought back to the exact spot I'm standing in.
In the other space, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll end my turn there. I'll try to get down to him to provide aid somehow.
Okay. It goes to the metaphysical point. You watch as he does the weird lift off the ground thing and blurs across the bridge space and kind of touches down on the other broken side, looking at Grok. Your friends will keep dying.
He's a Kuma.
He is a lot like a Kuma.
He's a Kuma!
He is a lot like a Kuma.
Is he doing the die 1,000 deaths?
No, he did it earlier, though.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, how dare you? How dare you call me out on my plagiarism? Chody, you're up.
All right, so...
Oh, sorry, no, Chody, make an Arcana check. This is important.
I'm assuming
15.
since I died, my concentration failure.
Okay.
Unless I have advantage, and then it's 28 because I'm a wizard.
I will...
I mean, Grok also was trained in Arcana.
Well, it's mostly because of the wizard part. And here you'll understand what I mean by that as I explain. So, one of the questions that Andy asked was pretty pertinent regarding necrotic energy and the color of the planescape. As you're kind of looking at it, you can see that it isn't so much a actual demi-plane. It actually appears that this is a planar shift. So someone has shifted a portion of a plane to this space so that it is actually materially present, but not. So if someone were to be removed from it, they would be placed on the material plane, which is technically here, but not. And the thing that you kind of like, oh, well, that means you turn and look back the way you came into the space, and you can see the hole in reality, or in Shadowfell reality, that seems to exit back out into what you would consider reality.
Okay, but also, so there basically you're saying there's a gate behind us so we can get into the real world.
Yeah, and the best way to describe that gate, though, is like there's literally like a 20-foot circle or half circle, like on the ground.
Portal.
That's like bright green, like outside world, and then everything else is purple.
Okay. I am going to try to do something cool here. I'm waiting for John to say that he's immune to it, but we're gonna try it. So
Fire or magic missiles or necrotic damage?
No, Benson's going to kind of slowly come down and fall, and he's going to get real mean looking and say that I know we can't beat you alone, but maybe if we have time for our friends, he's going to do the ninjutsu finger magic thing, and he's going to cast Atuko's Resilient Sphere on him and try to catch him and hold him for a minute for everyone else to get back.
All right. What is better?
There you go.
Easier method. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and
You've already used all your things to already.
I'm aware.
So
I'm aware. I do have counterspell.
okay, I have. We need to talk after this game. Anyway, go ahead.
Let's see. So it's a level 4. So I'm gonna have to roll for it for the counterspell section, and I would add my modifier. You could, if you have counterspell as well, you could use your.
I also have counterspell, and I absolutely will.
Okay. So that said, mine is third. So you're using a third level spell slot and a fourth level spell slot, and now I'm going to roll a dexterity saving throw, and it is a DC 16. And I'm going to go ahead and screen capture this so you do not think I am cheating, but I did roll exactly a 16.
Okay,
I know.
We still think you're cheating.
I do, but it's cool.
I'm pretty sure Chody knows where you live, John.
I know one better. I know where he sleeps. Anyways,
There you go.
it's fine. It's cool.
I just don't. I don't want to think that. Again,
I'll check.
I'm going to try and use every single opportunity I have to block. I mean, it's the boss fight. But yeah, like we walked through it together. So good counter spell.
I now have. I've used a
fourth and a third.
That fourth and a third, and now I'm okay. Cool. Go ahead.
Grok.
So I just want to understand what's happening. Darna and Shambles, I see on the far side of the bridge.
Shambles is not on the far side of the bridge.
That's just where I'm linked
But-
to come back.
But Darna
That's where he-
is on the far side of the bridge.
Darna is real.
Okay. And Darna has no way to get back to this side of the bridge? As far as I would know? Doesn't look like it.
How far can? Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, got it. Okay. Grok is going to. Christ. Yeah, let's do a spell.
Are you still in your eagle form?
Nope. I am going to use this spell though to summon a griffin.
Okay.
The last one
Bring
was
on-
worthless.
I know, but I'm going to try to use the. Thank you though. I'm going to try to use this one better.
Alright. You
and-
can
go
drag
ahead.
it. You can drag and drop it. Go ahead and place it anywhere within 60 feet, and you can drag and drop it into a place where it doesn't have to land because it's a flying creature.
Basically, I'm going to try to pick up Darna and bring her back.
So, real quick question, just a note on counterspell, just so we cover it. If it's a third level spell or lower, counterspell automatically succeeds. There is no roll necessary. So when Chody counterspelled my counterspell being a third level spell, it automatically succeeded. No rolls necessary. Had he not counterspelled my counterspell, I would have had to roll for my counterspell because his spell's a fourth level spell, and I would have been adding 5 to a D10 or D20 roll, and I would have had to have gotten 10 plus his spell's level, which is 4. So I'd had to have gotten a 14. That's how that works. But yeah, that's how the...
Well, my question is more about how it works on my end when I'm using it in a normal game later. This has nothing. My question, I meant to ask you it this week, but I forgot. And because you used it and had me used it, it reminded me, crap, you were supposed to talk to him about counterspell.
Okay.
So that's what that's about. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying I need to talk about.
So it's because you look frustrated. It's more of a frustrated at
Oh
yourself.
no!
Okay.
I'm frustrated. I am. But it's like it's more. It's not like a man. He's doing this wrong. It's a
Okay.
crap. You forgot to figure this out before the game.
Well, you know...
Happy birthday, Chody.
Happy birthday.
I know. Thanks. I appreciate it.
You know how I am. I just want to make sure that nobody is feeling like
No,
I'm
not
Dupre
no,
out
no,
here. Okay.
not at all.
Okay, so sorry, Grok, to interrupt your thing. You Griffin into space. Poof, there it is. And then, do you have any bonus actions or movement?
Yeah, we're good. You're flying, right, Benson?
Nope.
You're on the ground?
Yep.
Shit. Then I'm going to stand in front of Benson. I'll not run away.
Why are you not flying?
Because I had to cast the Resilient Sphere, and that's a concentration spell.
Correct.
So remember, I said I came down slow and I landed and I did that thing. So
Yeah,
I'm not flying.
I heard it and didn't sink it. It didn't all sink in, but yeah.
It's all good.
I'm going to. Yeah, that's the end of my turn, and then my wildfire gets an action.
If it's fire damage, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Well, that's okay. I'm just going to move it, and I'm going to move it right there.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'll destroy it. It's in
Okay.
my way. I will do so with a.
I'd like to see you try.
Well, actually, in between Grok and his turn, I'm going to go ahead and use a legendary action to cast a spell. Now that I'm not in Spirit Man face, soul, blocky, dum-dum, I'm going to cast... I'm not mad at Brooklyn. I'm going to cast...
I thought you were out
May
of
I ask a
legendary
question?
stuff.
No, he was out of legendary resistances. That's its own resource.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
So earlier you cast counterspell, and now you're casting another spell. Doesn't that break concentration?
No. When you cast a spell that requires concentration while you have a spell that does have concentration, it
Okay.
breaks. You can cast as many spells as you want flippantly, so long as they don't have concentration.
Got it.
Yep. And so back to me healing myself. That's only...
Guys, I feel so cheered for right now. I'm proud. I'm
It's only 13.
giddy.
See, if you hadn't knocked me under the bridge, I was going to get up, heal myself with lay on hands,
Yeah, you were...
rush him.
You can still do that.
You were a
You can
problem.
still do that.
So the knock the bridge out of existence was definitely a trump card I was holding on to, and I wanted to use it for something, dire, but you've really forced my hand with your...
He did have a whole map layer for it.
Right, I did.
Seems prepared.
You can't really just... Oh, I'm just making
Oh,
this
you
stuff
picked
up.
that part of the bridge.
Why isn't that set? Because that's what he drew, man. That's what he drew. So he heals himself with Cure Wounds, and then it goes to his actual turn. I'm going to go ahead and just smash the Fire Spirit with a Dragon's Rage. 21 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And it does 7. And then I'll do second one. Hold on, my cat just rolled over on my keyboard. One moment. Refresh my browser. Yeah, you are really cute, but don't do that. The thing I was saying, I'm just going to, seeing that this thing is not being kind of testing the waters with the Dragon's Rage, and seeing that it's a bit more hardy than and annoying, I'm going to go ahead and just walk around it.
So it takes the 7, and then you're going to do something else.
Yeah. I'm going to come over to Grok and hit him with a hammer. If my computer will allow it.
It denied it.
No.
Denied.
Since I'm technically below Brock, can I give him my armor class?
You're not in the same plane of existence. I am going to, when I move, he's not just kind of walking around casually. You see him kind of zip around, like move very fast with the hammer and come in with it, charging. And 24 to hit.
Yep.
Sorry.
Grok has a look of fierce determination on his face.
33 points of bludgeoning damage and 13 points of necrotic. How's his face?
Oh, he's fine.
Okay.
He's hurt, but he's fine.
I was just wondering if that fierce determination was still present, that's all.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this is kind of its purpose. If he dies, he dies.
Fair enough. Darna. And legendary actions reset.
My Griffin goes after Darna if you reorder the initiative.
Okay.
Does it go before me or after me?
After. So you could hold your action. We're ready in action.
Or just run up to it and jump on it.
Get on that bird.
There you
throw a
go. Get on the
couple-
bird, because the whole point was getting you
Keep
back in the fight.
Oh, you're probably too far for the keep.
Because she won't be able to mount it. It takes half your movement speed to get onto a mount. Unless you're...
To be able
Step
to
in the
dash
room.
and then him mount it.
But she could use her... What I was going to say is she could use her action to mount it instead. So she could run up to it and then mount.
Do that.
And then she'd fly over when the griffin moves.
So I'm assuming since I died, my concentration's broken, right?
Yeah.
Dang.
Well,
Wait, you died?
No,
What was
no,
that?
no,
What
no.
happened?
Technically, I died.
No, you set yourself to 0, so set yourself to
Oh.
1. So no, actually you wouldn't. So I dealt because it's not the amount of damage that you took; it's the amount of damage that was dealt that you have to make a concentration check against. So we're looking at a DC. I dealt 68 points of falling damage, which would have been a separate. There's separate instances. It's
That was
not
its
one
own
blow.
thing.
Yeah. So the necrotic damage. Roll a concentration check. DC 10. Failed. Out the window there.
I was on the first one.
Cool.
Get out of the way. Instead of that 34 you had to roll.
That was the one I was wanting him to succeed.
Toying with us.
I wanted to see him
Kinda
roll that natural 20, and I was going to be like, yeah, Spirit Shroud's still going, but
What a dick.
it will be gone by the time you climb out, but it is going. But, Kate, do you want to run up to the Griffin and jump on it, or do you want
Yes.
to... Okay. If that's your movement and then action, that would be that. You could bonus action Step of the Wind to get on there and take an action, which would be like shooting a laser bolt when you fly over. But if not, that's cool.
Do I have... What is a laser bolt?
Your key punch, the Radiant Soul shooty dance.
But, so I can...
So Step of the Wind is a ability. you
Wouldn't
have.
that break it up? Wouldn't she have to hold that until the
She could,
Griffin moves closer?
she could ready an action to shoot it, and when you ready an attack, you only get one attack, so it would just be the one shot. It's
Ready
not,
an action and do a bonus action?
yeah, ready an action's an action.
Huh.
But I would say just rush
Son
up
of a
to
bitch.
it and then board the mount. That's probably best. And then Griffin, mount time.
Yeah, so if she's mounted, we're going to come right beside Calorith.
Zach, go ahead and get inspiration for that that video in the chat there.
Fine.
That's
I
literally.
was fishing for it. I was kicking myself for not using it earlier. I'm glad you dropped him again.
That's Brooklyn.
I was like, oh, this would have been perfect.
Oh my god, he
got
did it
nothing?
again.
Shambles flying around next to him
Oh.
singing.
That's also
What a thrill.
that's also good. I'll give it to you as well.
Giftspiration.
Poor bastard. Speaking of that poor bastard, this would be turn 1 of 12. Sorry, turn 2 of 12 for your climb back up. So we got 10 more turns of you getting up there. Okay, so Shambles, this is turn 5 of 10 for you.
This is the 5th, yes.
In banishment state.
Numbers going on here.
Yeah, there are.
And I suck
I'll
at,
keep
I
track
suck,
of.
I suck at math. I'm good at like dials though.
Guess I'll shout down to Brooklyn. It's like, you good, bud? Did you get banished too?
No, I just kind of fell again.
Uh-huh.
I'm starting to think we shouldn't go on bridges anymore.
How is he looking damaged-wise? I know I'm pretty far away.
The 1 hit point.
On a 1 hit point. He's like 100 feet down,
Yeah.
ish.
If you step of the wind and dash.
If I step in the wind, I can get to him. Step of the wind would get me there.
I meant step of the wind
I'll
to
just-
dash. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll baby feed him a potion of healing.
Okay.
I got a couple of those.
The old mama bird. Alright.
We're at it again.
Roll 2d4 plus 2. All right.
I could give you another potion of climbing, but that's a whole other action.
On lair action turn, Calorith's wings revert back to their normal states, the weird ones that are kind of floating around him. And position-wise, I'm good where I'm at. But I'm going to, before it shifts to Chody, I'm going to use a legendary action, 1 of 3, to make a melee attack against Grok. 26 to hit.
Yep.
27 bludgeoning damage and only 3 necrotic.
Brock is bleeding profusely.
All right. Chody, you're up.
Is Brock, is he bleeding real bad?
I mean, I'm not down to single digits yet, but almost.
All right. I hate to do this. We're gonna polymorph him into a T-Rex.
Okay.
On an unrelated but kind of related note, if I get back up on this bridge and get knocked down again, I'm closing my computer.
Okay. If that's your attitude.
So, I'm going to use a 3rd level spell slot to attempt to counterspell that. And it is a 4th level spell, so I have to roll for it. I'll roll it out in the open. I am adding my spell modifier, which is a 4, and I need to get a 14. I did not succeed. Tyrannosaurus time. You're turning Grok into a T-Rex?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Does
can
he
I?
have little arms?
That's all right.
They're teeny tiny. It's happened to me
Teeth.
twice now. It's frustrating.
So, with Tyrannosaurus Rex and polymorph shifting, it does not allow for it to shift people out. I've reread the rules on shifting shapes.
So we're underneath it, basically.
Sort of. It will actually want to take spaces that are not occupied by hostile enemies. So it has to shape kind of down and diagonal away. So it's actually going to be on the bridge, kind of precariously postured. Or to the north and precariously postured, which I wouldn't suggest because it's a lot of weight on a slightly broken bridge.
Lightweight. Cleave that fucking thing.
Hell yeah.
So, was it the hammer that broke it, or was it my weight? I know I'm a pretty hefty baby boy. So
Both.
It was when you saw the hammer coming, you clinched so hard.
yeah, just boom and just
Yeah, it was-
shattered.
That's canon. And every time I pull
You're in the books now.
Every time I pull this bad boy out, he's always too small. So, Grok, so long as one of the squares of its space is you, then you can go ahead and place it there. But you cannot have Calareth's space be occupied by it.
I was going to try to move for the second part of my action. Can I disengage?
Yeah, you can. Well, disengage is a bonus action, or is an action, so you wouldn't be able to if you cast polymorph.
Do I have a sheet for this creature?
I'm going to get it for you. Hold on.
Thank you.
If you try to move away from Calareth, you will take an opportunity attack. But if you go to the right and just kind of diagonally away there, or still staying adjacent to Calareth, you're not going to take a swing.
All right, I'm going to do that just to give him some more room.
Give that Calreth a mean look. Really scowl up at it.
Right? I was going to put on stone fists, with brass knuckles, but with rocks and punch him, but...
So,
I'd
Andy,
have been real proud of you.
Yep.
Andy, a quick note. In Tyrannosaurus Rex mode, you do not have your cognitive functions like you would when you're in wild shape. So you are literally a dumb T-Rex. The difference, though, is instead of just being a regular dumb T-Rex, is you still have your personality. So you're not going to immediately want to eat Benson or devour, a griffin for no reason.
What happens to the griffin? Can I still control it?
You can still maintain concentration, I believe, in polymorph. But you cannot control it.
If I would have told it what to do beforehand, can it take the action after that?
Told it to fly.
Well, okay. I told it to fly, but I knew what would. Okay, I don't know how that
defend
works.
itself.
I had a plan for what I intended it to do. You can't do that.
Yeah, it'll be going to Dodge Town. Because
Okay.
you probably weren't expecting to be turned into a T-Rex. Because
I was not.
I was not. I was.
Sorry, I was trying to help.
You never
No,
are.
I mean, to stop Grok from dying, I just not.
You're
I was
never
going
ready for
to send it down to fly and pick up Ricklin, but I guess that he'll have to get up on his own.
100%. So yeah, Chody, good deal. In between your turn and Grok's turn, Calareth will go ahead and use the last two of his legendary action points to... I think I'm going to cast a spell.
Am I within 5 feet?
You would be on top of the griffin. All out. So it would provoke an opportunity attack.
And that's just the unarmed strike.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also kind of sad. I didn't get to use my Sentinel passive at all, like I planned.
That's not what I was gonna do. I don't think.
You still rolled a 1, so whatever you were going to do.
I know, but I don't think I had to roll. I think you have to roll.
No. So with Mage Slayer,
That's what I was looking for.
correct. Mage Slayer says if a spellcaster casts spells within 5 feet of you, opportunity attack. If a spellcaster casts a spell within 5 feet on you and it targets you, you have advantage on your saving throw against it, and they have disadvantage on attack rolls with it. And lastly,
So they would have to do a saving throw to maintain concentration.
Lastly, if they have to make a saving throw to maintain concentration, they have disadvantage for it. That's what Mage Slayer does. Those are the 3 parts.
Yeah, I got
That
it.
would have been awesome.
Yeah, it is good times. But yeah, you swing and you just like you're coming in on the griffin. And you're like, no, wizard! And you swing and you're just like this wide swing as the bird's like, Rah! And you're like trying to get the face, but it kind of like
Yeah,
shoots high. It's definitely the bird's
She
fault.
gets it.
Yeah, she's on board. She understands.
The bird will take the blame.
I'm going to still continue with that spell casting though. So I'm going to cast Dispel Magic, and this is my last 3rd level spell slot. Dispel Magic says basically it's the same thing as Counterspell Roll, except that I do it now and try to get it to go away now. So it's a 4th level spell on the Polymorph. And I want to beat a 14. You're no longer a T-Rex.
Oh, that was fun while it lasted.
Grok, you're up.
You got the griffin back.
Yep. Right. Is Benson injured?
No.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me stop for a second. Do you have any 3rd level spell slots, Chody?
No.
Okay. So then, yeah, Grok, you're up.
Is Darna injured?
Not really.
I am down, like, not quite half.
I'm down over 170.
Yeah, I can't help
That's
you.
a
Then.
whole lot. Hey, you're up to 9 now.
I'm up to 7.
What?
'Cause I rolled
Oh, is it
a-
2d4 plus 2?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're 7. My bad.
All right. So Mass Cure Wounds. Cool. So that'll be a total of 3d8 plus your spell modifier. So just you should be able to click it on your attack sheet.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We'll just have it do 1 roll for all,
Yeah.
and it's a total of 6. So you can get everybody. Okay. So everybody within this realm.
Everybody on this plane.
Everybody on this plane. Go ahead and get 17 healing.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself.
Okay.
Out of all the combats, I get to see the best part of the whole map.
Yeah.
Every time. Like, nobody else got to see that crap. Well, Shambles got to because he flew down to it. But if he didn't fly down it, nobody else would have. So.
I was hoping to get a lot of you into that and like that be the situation, but it just
No, just Brent.
just Brent.
Brent.
I couldn't think of any other options that were not costly to get him out of my face. You have Spell Driver?
Who?
You?
Oh, no.
You can't cast Healing Word.
Can't cast Healing Word. Got it.
Sorry, Bobby.
No. It's fine. I forgot the rules. Yeah, that's all I can do.
All right. Hammer time.
Wildfire Spirit can't really do much.
Yeah, he's immune to fire. He serves Dutch Medea. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and smash Grok because he's my annoyance, and he won't do what I tell him to do. So 21 to hit
Yep.
and 29 bludgeoning for necrotic.
That is just enough to put me down.
Okay, he'll go ahead and use the last 2 attacks, his Dragon's Rage, to continue the job. So that's an automatic failed death saving throw. And because I have advantage because you're prone, that's a critical success, which will result in 2 failed death saving throws.
Okay, Grok's dead.
Grok is dead. The feather activates. So you're laying down on the ground, and you feel kind of a warm energy kind of burn through you. Go ahead and reset your hit point total to maximum and regain all your spell slots.
Ooh,
He
ooh.
thinks you're dead.
I need that feather.
There's only one, and it's gone forever.
As Calorith smashes into you and kind of like brings the hammer down on your face, you all hear kind of like a sickening crunch, and then kind of see this kind of gold glow come over Grok. The hammer kind of backs away, and Calorith looks down, and you see Grok kind of fully not dead. And
Not over yet, demon.
Calorith says down to you, "You don't even have the power to bring her here in the first place, do you?"
Like me.
I'm telling you my secrets. Annoyed, he kind of turns his attention to Benson. Darna.
I am going to jump down because I don't trust the bird.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Perfectly good mindset.
Do you want to jump down north so you're adjacent to him?
No, I don't want to be close to the edge.
This is smart, so go here.
Already
Then-
learning from me.
I'm going to just punch at him.
Okay. Oh yeah, you can shoot lasers. First one will miss. Second one will hit.
And then I'm gonna do the bonus action.
Sorry, it blew.
Well, no, not sorry, just regular. Extra one.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hit. So give me the 2 damage rolls. Cool. Kind of backs him off a bit. Not happy with that.
Concentration checks.
Correct. Ooh.
We're gonna pass on anyway, but
Okay. Shambles, do me a favor and make me a dexterity saving throw.
You got this.
As you feel yourself being kind of ripped out of space again, you can feel the same kind of effect but backwards. You kind of are feeding the baby bottle into his mouth, and you kind of just go, "Oh, maybe this will..." And you grab a hold of him, and you both appear here.
Bit of magic.
As you do so, though, Brooklyn, you fall to the ground because you were kind of in an air kind of posture, and you kind of fall like because you're climbing nothing.
gotcha.
All right.
Can you clear that distance?
Like, God, no, bro.
It goes to Bok Bok Chicken Bok.
Okay, so here's what I want to know. Grok just sort of came back. Would Grok have to give an order on his turn for the Griffin to take an action?
So it's a free action to do that. You can do that as a free action, pretty much. But the thing is you couldn't have done it as a T-Rex, and you wouldn't have thought to do it before becoming a T-Rex. You were kind of trying to do I would have told it to do the thing I wanted to tell it to do before I became a T-Rex after becoming a T-Rex. That's the only reason that played out like it did. So right now, you're laying there on the ground, and Calorith talks shit and did his turnaround. You can say, "Go get him, Baki face."
Okay.
Go get a Vandar the Destroyer.
Vandar the Destroyer, because that's the Griffin's name now.
So so basically, answer is yes. So it could act.
You can act.
So we're gonna disengage. We have an 80-foot fly speed.
Whoosh.
And it's going to bend down so that the others can mount it.
Only Brooklyn needs to. All right. Well, I guess Shambles could. 80 is 80 faster than you?
It is faster than me.
You can grab onto the tail feathers and do like a Marty McFly kind of like skateboard behind you.
Kick my feet. I'll give it a little.
Give it a little extra speed.
I'll put a little oomph into it.
Yeah. Okay, so Brooklyn, it takes half of your movement to mount the creature. Yeah.
I get up from the position I'm in. That's half my movement. I get onto it, which I do my other half. And for my action, I'm going to go ahead and lay on hands on myself for the full amount because I'm hurted.
Absolutely. Okay, Shambles. Welcome to Not Quite Reality. Welcome back.
How soon does this Griffin move us?
A full turn. You act before. So you might as well just fly over if you can.
Oh, what's this noise? Oh yeah. I'm not waiting for that. Step of the Wind. Galareth.
Hello again.
Meet again.
Fuck.
Magic suck.
Block. Hit.
The bonus action was Step of the Wind, so all I've got are the 2 attacks.
Yep. So 1 in.
9 piercing. See, I don't do much damage, guys. I don't know why you're putting all your eggs in the shambles basket.
Alright. On his lair action turn, you see the dragon's wings turn into kind of like shielded defensive postures. In between his lair action and Chody's, I'm going to go ahead and use a legendary action. This would be my second, because I used one.
Should have stunning strike.
I used one to blast Grok, but I didn't have to use another one after that, because...
You get 3 legendary actions every turn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is stupid broken.
So he's a boss fight. He's made to fight 5 or more, or 4 or more characters. So yeah,
That's still broken.
he needs to be ready.
You should have saved the bird, man. It was
the bird was better than this guy. Yeah.
I don't like birds.
I'm good. We don't like birds. Kate's apparently best friends with Shambles and has been.
It's a monk thing, man.
Yeah, monks hate birds, I guess.
Fuck
Fucking hate them. I'm gonna smash Shambles.
See you try.
We all try to, honestly.
23 to hit,
That'll just get it.
and it'll do. Looks like 33 bludgeoning, and 9
Okay.
necrotic.
It hurt a lot, but I'm fine.
All right. Next up would be Chody.
I'm going to grab his leg and do shocking grasp.
Okay, give him that damage.
Uh,
17 misses. You don't get his leg. You have advantage on that attack too for future reference because he is wearing metal armor.
Neat.
But yeah, that 17 will miss. All right. In between Chody and Grok, he will spend his last legendary action and hit Shambles again.
Whatever.
Don't like me or shambles.
We have a thing.
You hear him yell out as he does so, "Just die, Bester!" and slams into the attack. 27 probably works.
Remembers my name.
23 bludgeoning damage and 8 necrotic. Alright, it'll go to Grok.
Okay, Grok's gonna use his battle axe. 19 to hit.
Block.
Then Brock's gonna heavy sigh, glare.
Osho's still a barbarian.
Darna is still hurt, or no?
Most hurt right now is Shambles, from what you can see.
Yeah. Okay. Grok is going to do healing word.
Okay.
Oh, neat.
I can't wait to be in the range of those.
Hey, where's my
14.
pitchfork?
Hey, where's my pitchfork? Oh, I forgot.
Sorry about that.
I
man.
probably saw it in the river or something, didn't I?
So,
I mean,
so
kind of died.
make a perception check for me real quick.
What about me when I fell down that way?
No, you were busy looking up.
18.
You would have seen the fork standing, like it came down and landed pines down, like in the rocks, about 30 feet away from where Dingus hit the ground. So you know where it's at.
I'll keep an eye out for that.
You know where to go
Somebody
get it.
remind me to collect it if we survive this.
But it went from fine to poor quality, so because it was in normal quality.
Oh,
Wrecked it with the 1 and then wrecked it with the toss. So, yeah.
That's why we can't have nice things, Brock.
I don't want to ruin the forest, but fuck plowshares. Anyways,
I died.
my turn. I am going to bash
Thanks for the healing.
Shambles, and I'm going to rage on him too. Wow,
Ever, dude.
that's the first time I've missed with them all. I'm sad.
Nope.
14
What are you
probably won't do it, and then
No, I won't hit anybody.
22 and 30 for the rages.
All right,
11
those other two.
and 8.
You got that healing, right, Zach?
Yeah.
All right.
It's just in time.
In between Calareth and Darna's turn, he's going to immediately shift to use his 3 legendary actions. You watch him do the whoosh, 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 whoosh thing again. I'm going to use my hammer blow on Shambles, but I'm going to do so. Let me show you the movement so you kind of understand where I'm going. Make sense? So he kind of just all over the place, and he'll be making an attack against everyone, and he'll be making a hammer attack against Shambles. So rage attacks, starting with the Wildfire Spirit hits for 6 against Grok for 9 against Benson for 7 against Darna for 9. I haven't gotten anything under a 25, by the way. Against Shambles for the rage, 27, 10 slashing damage. And last but not least, the hammer hits, and it will do 20 bludgeoning and 3 necrotic.
Damn it.
And are you down?
Yeah, I'm exactly down.
Damn it. All right.
Right?
Well, you would be thrown back 10 feet, so go ahead and put yourself against the railing. Cool. Now it's Darna's turn.
Push the Vesture button.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna hit him in the
None too
face 4
happy to see
times.
me.
So you're attacking him 4 times. Flurry,
Yes.
go with it. First one hits, second one misses, third one hits, fourth one misses. Give me a roll for the first damage and the second damage. 10 and 13.
Why does it say 16 and you said 10?
So, because it's +6 if the crit was a success. It doesn't equate whether or not it's a crit. It just rolls as if it is if it rolls one. Because you rolled it on the second dice. Yeah. Pretty solid damage. Yeah, he was not looking happy. Griffin
How is he looking?
looks fucked up, dude.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
you
And with
guys-
Ricklin on top,
Alright,
and then it's going to take its itinerary of attack,
sure.
the beak.
Are they? They're non-magical, right?
Correct.
Yeah, he's immune.
Even with crits.
Yeah.
2 crits. Come on, look at that. That's so beautiful.
Yeah, that's why I've been paying attention to everybody's attack rolls. You know what? I'm gonna be super nice. This is the nicest I can be. It rages into him. It does 1 point of damage.
Hey, that could matter.
It does no points of damage, really, but I'm gonna go ahead and take 1 point. Yeah, he's immune to non-magical attacks.
That 1 point could be all the difference.
Darna,
It's a magical griffin.
Griffin, he's technically summoned, but his attacks do not count as magical. Brooklyn, you are on the mount. You can attack from a mounted position if you'd like.
Actually, I'd like to dismount enough to get beside Shambles and dump a healing potion in him.
Okay.
Oh,
It's an action to do so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Dump it.
Okay.
did the 2d4 plus 2?
Mm-hmm.
Hey! Oh.
Hey. I needed that.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to Shield of Faith him.
Hey.
Cool. Speaking of Shambles,
Oh, it's my turn, right? Yeah, I will rise off the ground. There's a griffin now. I'll excuse myself past him. And I don't have any special pet names for Calareth. I just know him as Calareth. He knows my full name. But swords.
Oh my.
all right, you came to play, dude.
There's a first attack.
Oh, if only it was a Vorpal.
Yeah, it's gonna be 16, 20.
Second attack.
Uh huh.
22 is a hit.
22 is not a hit. He's in Dragon Wings up mode. Sorry.
Monk unarmed and monk unarmed. You know what? I'm gonna. Nah,
Okay.
don't spoil it.
All right. Still, he's got a cycle. So that means
This guy.
I'm gonna go ahead and shift. The dragon's wings kind of dissipate and seem to kind of become just more ghost shield forms around him. Yeah, that'll have to be the one I go for. It's the best chance. Chody.
Is it me?
Just
You're gonna try to kill
because
me again?
I want to make sure I understand this. I know that Benson would have figured out by watching it, or because you said it, that physical attacks are he is immune against magical attacks. Great, whatever.
Well, hold on, real
Not
quick.
magical.
Let's get this out of the way. So he's immune to fire and necrotic. Okay.
And magic missile.
And he's because of the brooch, he's immune to magic missile and is resistant to force damage. Okay.
Okay.
All other damage types have been fine. He is immune to non-magical weapon attacks.
Okay, I guess my question is, if I summon a lightning elemental to fight with us, is that going to be worthless?
It deals lightning damage.
Right, but that's not magical.
No, lightning is always a type that is magical. Yes.
It is magical, so it will
always
work.
Magical, yes.
Okay, then I'm going to summon a lightning elemental.
When I say a non-magical source, it means slashing, bludgeoning, or piercing.
Okay, well, and that's what I meant. That's what I thought, but because the griffin was summoned as well.
Having a torch with a fire on it is technically magic damage because it's an energy type that's hitting you.
Okay. All right, that's weird. But all right,
the torch itself and hitting you with the bludgeoning part, that's not magical.
Okay, I would say that Grok might want to let the fire elemental go since he's not doing anything, and I'll bring something in that might help, and I summon the lightning elemental.
Can you click that spell for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have been casting counterspell, by the way. You can use higher level slots for counterspell, and it works. Just a heads up for future reference. It would be air, earth, fire, water. There is no lightning elemental.
Then I don't want to cast it then.
Okay. Let me check air real quick. Because I think it's stormy. Air elemental. No, they do slam attacks.
Okay, then just shocking grasp.
Yeah.
26.
Hits.
11.
All right.
Plus the 6 because it's in because it's a cantrip and I'm
not 6.
Melee.
What's your intelligence modifier?
4. I'm sorry, it's 4.
Yeah, 15 total.
Yeah.
Still good damage.
Yep, solid. Grok, you're up.
He's getting panicked.
Everybody gets... God damn it. That's 10 healing. That's really shitty for a 5th level spell. We'll do that.
It's like 50-something hit points. What are you talking about?
It says 10 healing. What's wrong?
Times 5 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the wildfire spirit is going to move down through... Where is it? Oh, God. Right next to Shambles, and is going to... I guess I can't. Okay, that's what we're going to do.
Okay. All right, it goes to his turn. As his action, he's going to cast a spell. On himself. You can see his healing magic come through the hammer and heal him. All right.
Somebody get the hammer.
He's a cleric. He's just using it as his focus. He also has the symbol of Ashmedea on his belt, his chest. He can definitely cast. But let's see. That's his just normal action. I do not have a bonus action. Let's see. Shifting to in between his turn and Darna's, I am going to cast a spell with 2 legendary actions.
Counterspell.
Okay, on that one?
Yep.
Okay. What level spell are you using to cast it?
5.
Okay, so that's just enough to block it without a roll. Alright. He is done with his legendary action, so it goes to Darna.
Going to hit him in the face 4
Give
times.
it.
Good answer.
Miss, hit. to him.
Twenty.
So, yeah, pretty good. All right, in between Darna and Griffin, I'm going to go ahead and use my last legendary action to just attack Benson. Uh, 20 hits, I think.
Bear.
Just barely. Almost missed. Yeah, he's gonna do 38 bludgeoning damage and 13 necrotic.
It would have hit if I didn't cast the spell that lets me use my armor class for everybody.
How's Benson looking?
So that should have been
I got 5.
Nice.
That was from full health.
right. Let's see. So done. Griffin.
Griffin, if I have the Griffin pick up Benson and fly him out of the way, will that provoke an opportunity attack on Benson?
No, to Griffin.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to grab him and fly him out of the way. So I'll take the attack. That's fine.
Sure.
I'll use up his reaction.
Armor class.
Probably like a 40 or something.
Yeah, it's 12.
I hit it. All right. And this is a summoned creature, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Cool. So it'll do 35 bludgeoning damage and 28 necrotic damage.
Oh, okay. Well, it's gone now.
Okay.
Wait a second. Hold on. Actually, let me just do the math. So it's 33 and 28?
35 and 28.
63.
63 total.
Yeah, it's gone.
Okay. You watch as the griffin discorporates. Because it would have had to have moved to provoke the opportunity attack, it would have clinged on to Benson and gone. Because I am a flavorful GM more than anything, Benson, go ahead and roll me a D100. This will basically allocate where you'll be falling. You rolled high, so you'll just be put right back in the same space that you were in.
You tried, buddy.
It's all good, man.
All right. Brooklyn, you are up.
Run up to him and swing.
All right.
21 to hit.
Does hit because he's currently in Misty mode.
14 misses.
14 does miss, yeah.
Right, on the hit, I'll use Divine Smite.
Okay.
Hey, it rolled the Radiant too. Awesome. Pretty bad roll, but it did. Is it not up there?
The Radiant, is that your smite? Yeah, it is. Okay. That's really low. Okay, I was expecting more. Sorry. Yeah, that's
You thought the fight was over.
I thought it was closer than that.
See, I really, really wish I had more spell slots for 3rd level.
Perfectly acceptable. Shambles, you are up.
Let's crack it open with a stunning strike.
Perfect.
26 to hit
That'll work.
for 10 piercing. He's
Okay.
got to beat a 14 constitution. He's probably got it.
Yeah.
He's all
probably.
muscly with the dragon juice.
I had to roll a 4, so
The dragon
yeah.
juice energy drink.
He's good.
Alright, I tried. Attack.
That
25 to hit.
Okay.
10 plus 11, 21 total.
All right. And you have one last one with bonus action, right? Give it.
Yeah. I have 2.
Oh, you're unarmed strike. Oh, you're key pointing. Sorry, you're flurry.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me the damage.
I'm burning the key points. Another 13 for 34. Another 14 for 47 total.
Okay, perfect. So, as you slam into him with your fists and are kind of beating him back, you hear this kind of grinding sound that sounds like stone on stone. You then see a massive head come up from behind him of a massive serpent. And as it kind of like appears to you, you see its eyes kind of glow purple, filled with crystals, and the entirety of this serpent thing is bone. Its head completely just bone. Inside of its mouth, as it starts to open, you can see this kind of strange discoloration in the purple that seems to be kind of glowing black, but white in its center. And as it kind of appears there behind him, the punch that you slam into Calor's chest, you hear kind of like a sound, and you kind of look at him as he kind of "Ugh!" and drops the hammer. It slams down on the ground.
Shit.
The snake, the
me.
snake then
Sorry.
descends down, slamming its body head first into your all spaces. So I need you to all make a dexterity saving throw, and I will allow for you to do that with statement of what your intent is. The intent should be movement, obviously. So just imagine big snake head coming down, swallowing you, or swallowing everything there. What are you doing to avoid it, and then make your dexterity saving throw. That's what I'm asking. And if it's something like you're adding in something for flavor, like I grab the hammer and rush, then that's fine. Or because of course that's obviously what you came here for is the hammer,
Yeah.
right?
Obviously.
Fair enough. So I'll start with Shambles since he's next on the initiative docket. What would you like to do?
Quick question: does he look like he's dying? Because I was going to add in a little
Yeah, he looks like he's dying.
open hand stuff to
Kill him
knock him
first.
prone.
Yeah, if you want to move him around, you can. But yeah, he looks
No,
like
no,
he's
no.
dying.
I was just gonna knock him prone,
Yeah, he looks like
or
he's dying.
attempt to rather. Cool. If you see the thing collapsing on top of us, I would like to attempt to scoop up Benson and run.
Okay.
So
Perfectly
that's still a dex save.
Upsies! Upsies!
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so
16.
scoop and dart and 16. Okay, you're going to be taking the back end of it, so you didn't technically succeed. So you'll be taking half damage on the necrotic spill. Cool.
Did I get him away?
So because you're guarding him, Chody, you will have. I would say because he's guarding you and he's basically rushing with you on him. No need for you to make a saving throw. He's literally shielding you with his body.
Good.
All right, Chody, no necessity. You were basically in baby mode. Grok,
We want to
Good luck,
grab
Elizabeth.
the hammer and try to roll out of the way.
okay, you had your shield active, right?
Yeah.
And you have your battle axe in hand.
So can we drop the battle axe and grab the hammer?
You may not be able to get that back.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna drop that battle axe.
Yeah, who gives a shit about that?
You reach for the hammer. Make a strength athletics check.
Like Mjolnir?
15.
If you stay and linger, you're taking the full brunt of the. Oh, actually, no, you're taking the full brunt of the damage because you're waiting along. But you are moving.
What does that mean? I'm waiting along.
You're not able to move. You're trying to grab the hammer, and you're not. It's not coming with you. It's pretty well held there. It's not as light as you were anticipating.
Okay.
Chody.
It really is.
He wants to, unless he wants to inspire him, he does have inspiration.
Nobody. Who has it?
But yeah, I'll give it to
Oh,
Greg.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I dibs.
Okay, go
I'm
for
the
it.
hero of the
Thank
day.
you.
Okay. So
Thank you.
you're able to move the hammer. It seems to move, but you very quickly realize that if you're going to keep trying to move with it, you're still going to take the brunt of the damage. So here's the choice: keep the hammer and take all the damage of the snake dropping down, or let the hammer go and not take the damage and get a saving.
I'm gonna keep the hammer.
Got it. I'm going to continue to make sure you understand that there are choices here, and you'll reflect back on it as you will. Darna,
After I'm dead.
Could I have done something?
you are in baby mode, so for you not to take a saving throw,
Right.
you're effectively cradling. So
Can I cast while he's holding me?
It's more of a reactionary step here. We're not in an initiative
Okay.
order.
Okay, I didn't know what we were doing. I thought that's
Yeah,
what we were doing.
We're responding to a snake dropping on your head.
Okay, cool.
How big is the snake?
Do you see the snake underneath you? It's about 20 feet wide.
It's bigger than the bridge.
Its head's about 40 feet, or its mouth's about 40 feet wide. It's coming down over all of you. And it's spilling out with energy outside of that as well.
Okay, I am going to try to jump out of the way backwards.
Got it. So you'll be
'Cause
making
I'm
a
awesome.
dexterity saving throw. Go ahead and throw that for me. And because you are taking the brunt, Grok, I need you to roll that dexterity saving throw as well.
Sure.
Kate, you succeed. You have evasion, so you take no damage. Grok, you fail, so you'll be taking the full damage. And then last but not least, Rooklyn.
So I would see Grok like slowly going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything I could do to help him go to try to get us both out of it, or no?
So you can, if you want to basically sacrifice yourself in the same way that Shambles is doing.
I'll do that.
Okay. All right. So all choices have been made. I will state
Question real quick.
Go
What
ahead.
was the CR for it?
CR.
For the deck save?
You mean the
Or-
what
Yeah.
you needed to get? 21.
Yeah.
21
Oh,
was the DC. Sorry, it's a high one.
Very good.
It's Big God Snake.
Yeah, I wouldn't have made that anyway. So.
Or not CR's for monsters. I'm sorry.
Right. I was like, CR. Are
I'm
you asking?
confused as hell. Yeah, I'm gonna fight that snake thing.
DC.
Calor's was a 17.
I punch up, Joe.
Anyway, I get it. But the point of order. Let's make sure we've got it right. Shambles, you'll be taking half because you failed on a dexterity saving throw. No problem failures. Grok, you will have failed your saving throw, but will be taking half damage because Rooklyn is taking and pushing behind you. You are not a smaller than him creature, so he cannot cover all of the damage like Shambles can do for Benson. Kate, you are just a fucking athletic. I just flip
I'm
away.
awesome.
You are awesome. We did cover this in a previous conversation. And then Brooklyn, you are willingly taking the damage to block him from taking damage or taking half the damage. So
Yes.
that said, it's damage time. So if you did not succeed and you do not have evasion, you're taking 83 points of necrotic damage.
So, do I need to move since
that
I
have-
dodged?
More for flavor. The map's over. We're done with that.
Okay.
The fight's
Is
pretty
that-
much done.
Is that halved or no?
No, that's you're taking all.
No,
No,
it's
no, I'm
the
asking
max.
for people that were halved.
No, 83 for max. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So you're going to take all of that. And then if you are Shambles or Grok,
And Grok.
you'll be taking half, which would be 41.
42? 41.
Always round down, yeah. Okay. And those of you who pass success, you're fine. The Wildfire Spirit dashed, just gone. Even if it had passed, it would have gotten taken from it. And yeah, you watch as it appears that Calor's body is consumed by the serpent.
Fuck you, Cal.
That said, the second it happens, you hear this kind of sound, and you watch as reality around you kind of siphons inwards towards the point where he's at, consuming the serpent, consuming everything around him, and dragging the hammer back into his space. You also watch everything that was in that plane that was not being currently held, including your axe, sucked into the space, and you're standing at the broken bridge in the regular material plane.
I tried.
Saw her lying and
Worth it.
dying there.
Worth it.
Being very ableist right now.
Real quick note. I didn't say dying. I said lying in the material plane.
You said standing.
No. I didn't mean that. I didn't say standing. Did I?
I'm pretty sure you did.
I did not mean standing.
It doesn't matter.
Anyways, fair point. But that said, a quick note. In another camera shot from like the director's point of view, you see the plane of Ashmedea, her hell, where she has reformed and usurped her throne. She has not been drawn back to the material plane, nor has she been summoned to be controlled by Caloreth. You see a small gate open just outside where she sleeps. Looking inside is a strange individual in metallic armors,
Nice.
pistol in hand, kind of staring out at the dragon, confused, kind of gesturing over for them to see into it and look at what's going on. A man appears, Caloreth, not as swole as he was before, in his normal state, his hammer slamming down behind him in his hand. He stands and he looks at the dragon, who slowly rouses. The dragon looks to him. Well, you played a very interesting game, Scion. An interesting game you will suffer for eternally. And her nail drags down onto the top of Caloreth's head, and you watch as his body, soul, and spirit splinter as he enters into the true factor of the hell space of Ashmedea.
Woot woot.
And we stopped way early. We still got
we
like
can keep going. Brooklyn's down.
we still got 20 minutes, so let's go ahead and sort out the. Oh, yeah, gosh, that is a.
I
factor.
could do all the healing on Rooklyn.
Yeah,
Don't
I
worry,
took-
you'll
I
be
took
fine.
all the damage, and I was like, I'm
I'll
getting the
slow
hammer.
down.
Narratively, I assumed that would probably be the case. There isn't much in the way of getting you killed. I think I did a pretty good job meat-wise with him. He's not a massive challenge rating. and he didn't have a lot going for him, even though you seem to complain about him a lot.
He was ridiculous.
He wasn't.
I mean,
He was basically. I'll talk about it off screen.
All right.
I don't want to
it
give.
would have been a better fight if I didn't get knocked to the bridge immediately. But I mean, it's better me than everybody else, I guess.
Right. I definitely wanted to make sure that the
Better
train
me
was
than
being
anybody else,
used
frankly.
against you. But
I just take everything.
what you will note.
What did I tell you about martyrdom? It's my thing.
What you will note is that the bridge is broken in the material space. And it does look like from this high vantage point, you can see that the ship that was being attacked by the Serpent, the Leviathan in the water, seems to actually have gotten away from it and is kind of barely maneuvering out towards Kelsvar, as we discussed. It's way off, though. There's no way for you to catch up with it. But you can see that they're okay. They got away from the bad stuff. This vantage point does not lend to being able to see down the pathway and see what's going on with the conflict, especially since that's several miles out from your current position. That would be something you'd have to investigate. You would note that there is no lair present, and the temple that was noted at that point is now nothing more than a hole with dragon markings, and in the center of those dragon markings, as I described, is the serpent, the Oru symbol.
Nothing in there. I checked. Boring. It's just a hole.
Wait, the Oros symbol is is there?
So
Yeah, it's part of a circle of roots. It's
We
like
gotta
the
check
entrance.
that out. That's not
Okay,
boring.
but it was pretty boring. Also, I'm dying. Hell, or so.
I give all the heals.
perfectly fair. You walk
Would I be
over to
able
it.
to read it? Oh, I was gonna say
It's in
not very iconic.
It's in Draconic runes, so it doesn't seem to be like a wording. It's not like a phrase or anything. It's more of kind of the best way to kind of describe it would be like it's symbols that make sounds but don't mean anything to you. It'd be like the schwa sign and like the AE symbol, or E's with dots over them for no reason. But the main one in the center is the serpent glyph. And yeah, looking at it, it's strange. But this does appear to be a dragon's cave, a dragon's lair, high up above a watery area. Looks like the area around here looks like they might have been forested at one point, but now no longer. You can kind of see the wreckage and aftermath of a massive deforestation event from this high vantage point. Yeah. The symbol is definitely out of place, or one would think.
Grok would want to investigate after we're able to get ourselves back together again a little bit.
Okay. So, yeah, you would see that it is a dragon's lair. It seems to have been emptied out of all of its stuff. It looks like it's caved in actually a bit in a couple of spaces, and there's nothing present within. But yeah, there's the symbols around the outside, which look like they might have been some sort of, to Benson, and actually also to you, some sort of field magic, or like block or kind of defensive point, a magical defensive point, specifically dragon magic.
Vincent is not paying very much attention. Just a heads up. He's kind of freaking out.
Well, I would like for him to go ahead and make an Arcana check on the events that just happened.
16.
The thing that keeps kind of rushing through his head, and I'm pretty sure it might be something you're thinking about too, is that snake. Whatever that thing was definitely not a material plane entity. It was something from the Shadowfell, something very powerful. And the thing that makes you kind of most disturbed by it is
It one hit the dude.
it destroyed the realm that you were in, that space you were in. You don't know what it was. That's something you want to kind of like research. And with that Arcana check, you're not bringing up any names.
Yeah, that's fine.
No religion checks anywhere.
The things that I will make sure that you know that about it is completely bone, undead, massive head compared to the size of its body, huge horns kind of growing out of the top of its head, and like just a very strange kind of coloration that seemed to be darker in areas and patchwork like stripes. if that makes it, for note taking, concise. But yeah, the symbols does not really kind of draw any attention. Grok, if you want to roll an Arcana check, you can try and think about it as well. But
Great, I'll do that.
why is
No.
why is a symbol here?
Right. I
Anything
mean,
for religion?
No, it's not religious. But yeah, beaten and battered, this dragon's lair would serve as a pretty safe location to rest,
let's do that.
I'm a big fan of that option.
knowing full well that the conflict down below is probably still engaging. You would, with battered bodies, go to rest. So long rest. Go ahead and roll me 3d20s for random encounter chances. They're not. It's a very insane possibility of them happening, but
I got a 13.
that's one. Give me one more.
I got a 20.
Roll a d100.
Not great. That's not good for us. I should have just rolled all three.
A 42.
You said 42.
40.
It's the answer.
4-6, he said.
Oh, 4-6. Sorry,
Yeah.
he was breaking.
He
up.
cut out a little bit on the second one.
I was busy. I was laughing because the one time I would roll a nat 20 is when I don't want to roll.
Yep, it's a Jigglypuff.
Be that purple worm back for more.
42.
46.
46.
42. I'm just gonna keep saying it until it's true. Oh, I see why. It's not letting me go into my charts because I was searching for a dragon or a Tyrannosaurus Rex. All right, tables. Random encounters. Not 42. All right. And we are in the hamstrings. Okay. Not too bad. Okay. So as you're resting and kind of keeping to it, you are assumably taking watches.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. You would see that just down the way a bit, not the way of the road, but kind of off to the side of the bridge, and not too far from it. I would assume that this would probably be Shambles. You would be kind of going down over in that direction to go recover your pitchfork.
I would be wanting to do that.
And as you secure it, you would see that the strangest thing, you didn't see it before. You weren't really looking for it before, and now in the kind of twilight, as the sun has kind of descended, you can see that there's something in the rocks, more so around where the pillar's located. Something strange, something off about the stone. Do you want to investigate it further, or leave it as is?
Something just something's off about the stone in the cliffside.
Yeah, it doesn't look like rock. It looks like, in a couple parts, cloth.
I'll take a closer look. I shouldn't, but I'll take a closer look.
As you walk over to the pillar, it being the closest to where the pitchfork landed, to investigate, and you see where he was climbing, where Rooklyn was climbing. You see what looks like, you're pretty sure it looks like a sleeve, and as you kind of get closer to investigate it, kind of around the side of it, you can see that it's actually attached to an arm, which is locked inside of the stone. You then see a face that's half peeking out of the stone pillar, and kind of locked in a death grimace. You see that there's probably about a couple hundred of these throughout the pillar, and were possibly being used by Rooklyn for climbing. It's definitely something you notice, and you don't know why you didn't notice it before. And as you kind of turn and look back at where the pitchfork was at, where you just investigated, it was just stone. Looking back at it now, you can see that there are bodies around it in a very similar fashion, stuck in the stone.
They're not petrified. It's like actual flesh, like
they're
hanging out of the ground in
like
the
they're half
rocks.
in, half out, like kind of locked in that spot. But it is flesh material. Yeah.
Gross.
Help me climb.
I'm assuming they're dead.
They are very dead.
It's a problem for the morning, I guess. I try to take like an inventory of how many there are and like make sure I know where they are.
You very quickly realize that is a endeavor that's not worth the time. It seems that they run
There's like
throughout
hundreds and hundreds.
the entirety of the bridge appears to be made up of them, and the under mass of it. These people appear to have either been like transmuted into the stone somehow, or teleported into the stone and kind of locked into place. Basically, old school dimension door mishaps. If you're familiar with that kind of explanation, they look like they're shunted and locked in the stone.
Fucking bummer. All right.
But they were not there when Brooklyn was climbing before.
Would this have been? I'm way out of my element as far as Arcana stuff. Would this have been when like the plane unshifted?
The plane existed, and
because there was like an overlapping of planes, right?
Yeah, the plane existed and they weren't there, and then the plane's no longer there and they are there.
They all got shunted into this spot.
Perhaps.
When the snake collapsed. Alright, well, I'm going to assume they'll be there in the morning, and I'll collect my pitchfork and save this joyful news with Benson when he's had a good night's sleep.
Perfectly acceptable. You all wake up. It's sunny. Just getting into the last portion of spring. Yeah, he explains to you what he saw. And I would say that's a pretty good stopping point. Not too bad. If you want to investigate that further at the start of next session. Or rush off to try and see if you can't help out in the conflict. But great job defeating Calareth without any of Jeremy's help.
You're gonna...
Oh no,
You're gonna be lording that one, huh?
me and him have to have a really great conversation about what he's doing currently in character. Because I'm pretty sure he's going to be like, yeah, that's a lot cooler. Well, we'll see how it goes.
I've heard him workshopping it. He's pretty stoked.
Yeah, you know how hard it is to impress that guy. So I mean,
yeah.
Whatever I say, it'll probably not be the coolest. But that said, thanks for watching. We're gonna go ahead and end the stream, and we'll see you next week.